They was in racist history showing feet. They was in racist history showing feet. They was doing everything on the body. The body. The body. What's up to So Iconic? Hey, Barty, Courtney, Vicky, Grapple. Kaylin, Janelle, Simone, Daisha. I see y'all in the chat. Thank you so much for throwing hearts up in the room. I am your host, Just Latasha, for this evening. Lovecraft Country, episode 5, doing it on a Monday. Back to our usual dissection nights. And if you guys have not been joining, which you haven't, Thursday nights, we changed it. We're doing dissections on Thursday too, live at 6 p.m. EST. Last Thursday, we did Atlanta Teddy Perkins episode. Leave your favorite TV episode of all time in the comments because we're doing something random every Thursday. It's not even going to make sense. It don't even make sense. But I listen to y'all. Listen to what you want. Okay, so I want to give you more dissections. Says this be where you be at. Can't even get it out. This be where you be at. Okay. I got sex appeal. I'ma keep it real. If I didn't have a deal, I'd still be worth a mill. Oh, it's feeling like queen energy tonight. It really is feeling like queen energy tonight. If you are not following me on social media, fix that right chair. Right now, right here. Just Latasha on Instagram, Just Latasha 404 on Twitter. JustLatasha.com to see all my past web series. Why? Because I'm getting ready to produce my upcoming comedy sketch series, Just Latasha's Interactions. We got Dustin Ross, The Friend Zone in it. We got Mandy B of Horrible Decisions in it. We confirmed some fire-ass Black women directors on it. I'm starring in it. I wrote the shit. We have fire comedy writers in the room. COVID almost had your girl out. COVID almost had your girl on the ropes. We battling. COVID almost had your girl out for the count, but I said, nah. Knock me down 9, I get up 10. What's good? I'm doing a lot tonight. I'm doing a lot tonight. What's up, Mother? Clevelo came in here. Janelle's in here. Mel Experience is in here. Veronica's in here. Brittany's in here. Morally Grage is back. Pish Posh, my cousin Ash. What's up, Pish Posh? We doing it. LB is here. Shout out to my patrons. I do see y'all. Thank you so much. If you're not a patron, be one right now. Patreon.com/JustLatasha. Get that extra stream on Sundays. Yesterday, we dragged Joe Budden. Oh, God. We dragged Odell back. We didn't drag Odell. We gave him grace. We were kind. Some things you're into, some things you're not. We dragged Trey Songz. Who else we dragged? CJ's in here. What's up? CJ's an incredible patron as well. We went in yesterday for a full hour. So become a patron right now. Patreon.com/JustLatasha. $5 just to join that extra stream on Sundays. Kicking back boozy brunch Sundays. And that's it. I'll be with y'all 3 times a week. I give my all to have. All right. Is we ready? Cali girl, what's up? Simone, what's up? Mara Sharice, what's up? CB, what's up? Is we ready? See, Mara Sharice said we had a good time. The Prince episode on New Girl to dissect. Woo! They ran Cardi in this episode, didn't they? They sure did. They sure did. All right, here we go. Lovecraft Country, episode 5. Strange Case. Strange Case. Y'all know how I goes up for my opening shot. This image right here alone sets the entire tempo for the entire episode. Everything we need to know was right here in this shot. Red, the wound, the blood. White, the white body. Black, the black spirit, the black consciousness maneuvering that white image throughout the world. Right? Got that white body with that black soul. A white woman asleep, identity hidden. This is a real person. We actually met this face before. We met this person before. This was the sheriff down in Artem. I don't know that white woman's name. Okay? Thank you, DJ. Said, what's up, family? Hit the like button. Let's hit that like button. Let's do that. Let's subscribe. Let's get active. Let's show YouTube be on this side over here. Let's do that. Right? So you can imagine this white woman from Artem, don't even know her body and her image being used. Asleep. Face hidden. We don't know if it's this white woman or if it's Ruby inside. We don't know what the hell going on. It's looking like jail. Here's the thing about when white people promise you freedom. At what cost? At what cost to be free? He said, this is freedom. I give you the world. Why is always prison bars around where I'm trying to go, where I'm trying to be at? Every time you see a mirror, ladies, gentlemen, babies, y'all know damn well by now, this means split identity. Even though we are looking at a white woman, Ruby is driving that car. Driving it, all right? Whew, hands up, don't shoot. How ironic was this? How ironic was this? We know as Black folk, when the cop pull up, what we got to do. We got to look passive, submissive, unarmed, peaceful. I was good now, sir. You got to hit the cops with Uncle Ben, Aunt Jemima tease. You got to hit the cops with something. It wasn't a gun, sir. It wasn't a gun, officer. That was popcorn. They do look alike. You're right. Yeah, I reckon they do look alike. I sure do. That popcorn did look like a gun, officer. And a single shot showing us how ridiculous it looks for white people to fear the police. We don't never see white people throw their hands up when cops pull up like that. That's our language. That's our language, right? So we have Ruby playing on both sides, playing two teams. Ruby is matching in the colors. We're looking at the blue and black, matching the colors of the police, team one, but spiritually, soulfully aligning with the Black people in the town, team two, right? And we can understand from this moment right here, freedom has a price and a responsibility. Ruby almost made a mistake. She wasn't looking where she was going, and that Black boy almost died. The responsibility of freedom. This whiteness affords Ruby heroicism if she chooses. Her opening her mouth saved that Black boy. It didn't matter what happened. That Black boy was as good as dead. But if Ruby didn't speak up from that white body, we would have had to say goodbye to the baby and the popcorn. And that's the God honest truth. Life saved by a mistake. Life threatened by a mistake. CJ said, that threw me off. Her hands in the air. Why is your hands in the air? What you mean? What do you mean? So obviously everyone caught the theme last night. I was combing through the Lovecraft Country hashtag on Twitter last night after the show, and everyone caught wind of the theme about the death, about the metamorphosis, leaning into heavy imagery between the caterpillar, the cocoon, the butterfly. You're not dying, Ruby. You're not dying. This is a metamorphosis. You will transition. You will change. And as William holds a knife above Ruby's chest to cut Ruby on out. Did I say Diana? I feel like I said Diana. William holds a knife to Ruby's chest to cut Ruby out. I want to make sure I get that right. And there's a news program playing. I thought this was really interesting. You guys know I love to do my research. This news anchor is recanting a very real opera artist, Maria Calla, and her opera called Norma. And Norma was recreated by the artist Marina Abramovic for Video Magazine. And when she recreated this video production, it was titled 7 Deaths of Maria Callas. You guys know Marina Abramovic from Jay-Z's, was it the Tom Ford video? Him and that white lady head to head going, spinning around together. She was also in the museum for days, sitting silently, and people could just walk up to her and feel her energy and her presence. Y'all know who she is. Y'all know who she is. Mara Cherie says, oh, this is the eye folks are talking about. I was definitely squinting during this. You got to keep your eyes open for the show, baby. You got to keep your eyes open. Y'all can see that eye down the throat of this white woman, Ruby peering out of that skin. And literally this is the imagery of the metamorphosis. Ruby is inside of the cocoon of this white body, riding around to feel as free as butterflies can when they fly away. As Will is doing his work on Ruby's body, the news program ends with this. South Africa is infested with locusts who shed their skin to grow wings under British colonial invasion. And he says 7 days is when locusts reach their full maturity, destined to devour everything in their path. So it all comes full circle. You have Marina Abramovic recreating the opera that was noted in this newscast with the 7 deaths of Maria Callas. And you have the news anchor saying it takes 7 days for these locusts to shed their skin, reach full maturity, and then devour everything in their path. That's the whole episode. That's about it, right? That's about it. Getting free, shedding the skin, getting out of the imprisonment of the cocoon, setting yourself free to liberation. What are you hiding from? Let's see who hiding. Montrose. So I gotta say, all in the thoke. Montrose, we can see from the lighting, this director's eye right here. Oh, I saved the director of last night is, let me look it up. I have so many things bookmarked. I hope I find this in time. Really, Tosh? Oh, F me then, okay. The director of last night is, oh, F me, I threw it out. Y'all remember the name of the director from last night? I can't believe I lost it. I saved this so I could see. Here we go. Cheryl Dunye was the director last night, Black woman. Is that gonna work? Cheryl Dunye, right about there. Boom. Looking at the light in this room, Montrose is divided by light and dark, identity separated, a piece of him shadowed, a piece of him not living in the light, hiding. Your boy was wilding last night, bruh. Your boy was wilding last night. When I said I wanted a man, I said, shoot, not beat up everybody in the house. The hell? We could question right here, what is Atticus transforming into in the name of protection? We watched his daddy kill somebody who didn't even do nothing last week. R.I.P. Yahima. They ain't even do nothing. Montrose did dirt, right? Atticus about to do the same dirt to Montrose. Who are they becoming in the name of protection? Who are they transforming into? What are these identities these two men have that stop them from living in the light, that keep them imprisoned in their own bodies, right? Atticus and that police boy Blue, you hear that? You're supposed to be serving and protecting, but you out here causing the harm. Stop me if I'm wrong. Your boy's out here doing the most. He's doing too much, okay? We back in jail. It looked free, it looked open, but this is jail, and Will is the runner of it, right? This is Will's jail. Ruby is the prisoner of this metamorphosis that he has planned over her body and her life. And he says he wants to mimic the life of a butterfly and apply it to humans using the cell in our blood. And you can see here, this was a big ass clue. What he's standing in front of? A mirror. His identity split as well. He living 2 different lives as well. 2 different people going on in there. 2 different consciousness going on in there. Now, he didn't ask Ruby if this was okay to do to her body. And this reminds me of when Christina was using the cattle to birth the Chagas. You just on your plan, doing what you want, maneuvering living things around you to serve you and you only. It's what you did to Ruby's body. Soraya says Montrose sound like the word monstrous. Could he be the real villain? Maybe. Dun dun dun. Ruby, you want to get free so bad, but at what cost? He promises you freedom, but uses your body for his will to be done. What cost does this freedom take from us, right? Let's get to the temptation. I'm just gonna go ahead and think out loud. This don't mean nothing. This don't tie down to nothing solidified, hardcore. But I just like to think out loud and share my thoughts with y'all. There's a lot of biblical symbolism here, a lot of it, right? So I'm thinking of their names, Will and Christina, and thinking of this temptation of the blood and the sacrifices that were made, right? God's will be done. Given the blood of Christ-like, right? Forgoing the body as the sacrifice, what Christ did on the cross. And we see here, these are like ducks and swans around the house, but they're crafted a certain way. Body moving like a snake, ma. Body's moving like a snake, ma, right? It's giving Cthulhu, it's giving snake, it's giving anything but what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a goddamn duck. eBay the Igbo says, I hope I said that right, because I like the way that came out my mouth. Those locusts are also a reference to the last episode. The blood on the door that protected Letty from Christina references the Bible when Moses has his people put blood on the door to protect them. Come on, biblical knowledge. Come on, biblical knowledge. Thank you, Pish Posh. I do try. A lot of symbolism here. So Ruby does something interesting, because you couldn't have left me that water cache and it would have stayed there. It just wouldn't. I'm just going to tell you, the money wouldn't have stayed there. She don't take the money because white is freedom. She chose the blood over the cash. The cash is what her black self needs. But when she's wearing white, she don't quite need that. She's good when she step outside. So Ruby enjoying this white experience overlaid with the poem for color girls who have considered suicide when the rainbow isn't enough by Ntake Shange. This poem tells the stories of 7, got that number again? This poem tells the stories of 7 women who have suffered oppression in racist and sexist society. The crux between Ruby and Christina. How dare y'all put that poem over a white woman? I said they trying it. Y'all trying it. Y'all put that dark black woman from the depths of the Southern black soil over that what? Mara Cherie says, Ruby don't have friends because she plays a Republican bootstrap game. Okay, all right, Mara. All right, okay. We've got blood on their hands. Our characters got blood on their hands. No one has gotten to this point safely, freely, without causing some harm, without disruption, without getting a little dirty. Look at our characters with blood on their hands, right? In the name of their own safety and freedom, who are they causing harm to? Is freedom free? Don't ask me, because I tell you, don't ask me. Let's get into Ruby and his bath. Very, very on the nose imagery with the black mind, the black consciousness paired with the white body. You see her sink into that tub, creating an all white body with the black consciousness. And she sings this song saying, devil in the deep blue sea, as she's sinking down into the tub. Again, we're having this swan-like, duck-like, snake-like, Cthulhu-like form on the bathtub. It's given snake. And snakes can mean betrayal. If we want to get back to the Bible, we know what the snake did, tempting Eve. Come on, girl, eat this apple over here. It's good. Come on and get this apple over here, girl. Right? It's giving Cthulhu. We said in the premiere episode 1 dissection, the Cthulhu, the mega monster that Tick is gonna have to fight. We waiting for the finale. They live under the sea dormant until they feel like rising on up. So the fact that this item is on the tub, looming over her, no mistake. And Ruby just wants one thing. We just want one thing, to exist in peace. And even when she's in this tub, even when this man is washing her, look how she checked behind her back. What the fuck are you doing back there? We can't even trust it, can we? Black girls, can we trust good things? One eye open all the time. What? And she checks him all the time. What is it? I don't deserve this. This is good. You're not just giving me this magic. What is it? What is it? What is it? Nah, relax. I got you. Nah, it's cool. Just why don't you deserve good things? Let me go ahead and wash you down. Keep that one eye behind me because you acting up. You acting up. Janelle says snakes could also represent rebirth, given their shedding of old skin. Come on, Janelle. Trini Boy has entered the chat. Come on, Janelle. Yes, exactly. And to Miss Hillary Davenport. Ruby, now here's what I'm disappointed in my girl. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Your ultimate idea is of freedom is working in that damn store. Ruby, leave me alone. Your ultimate idea of freedom is walking on down to that department store and doing retail. Sometimes life gets so dark you forget how to dream bigger. The fact that this is the cap for her, this is the top for her, after she's been obsessing about working in this store downtown where the elites are, this is the cap for her. It's giving very much Jennifer Hudson with Sarah Jessica Parker's assistant in Sex and the City as her grand role. Louise from St. Louis, tease. Dream bigger, babies. All of you, please. Please. This broke me a little bit. This broke my heart a little bit, walking down to that department store proud as hell. It's your big dream. And she talks to this manager saying that the Black Kirk, Tamra, should work hard for what she has to be equal. How dare you? Yo black ass could not get into the store for years. And you waltz in from nowhere, no experience, and you just sat down and got assistant manager. And you still fix your black, white mat to say Tamra should work hard in order to be equal when you didn't work at all just now? Oh, the lesson wasn't learned? Your white privilege just afforded you the role of assistant manager, and you got the nerve to turn around and talk about Tamra need to work hard? Alex says Ruby should have used her white privilege to advance civil rights. You see how the white folks was getting beat down to Selma? Not for the faint, baby. It is not for the faint of heart. Elle says, sis never had to fold end caps and it shows. What? What? The Mel experiences. Why would she like that to her, by the way? We're going to talk about it. Matter of fact, we're going to talk about it. Let's get to it. It's giving prison, all right? This body is anything but a cocoon. It's an imprisonment, a painful imprisonment. It's giving jail. Whew. This storyline got me. This was the one. What Patti LaBelle said last night, thank you to the gays. Good evening to the gays and the gays only. Gays to the front, straight to the back, quickly. I don't want to hear peep. Montrose and Sam. Montrose stepping into this room, battling two worlds. And Sam asking, which one was it today? O-phase or niggas? O-phase is what black folk used to refer to the whites. I like that word. I like that word. It's supposed to be a slur. White people ain't got no damn slur. The O phase or the niggers. Montrose he has to battle two worlds, race and sexuality, right? But he steps into the room in front of the color yellow. We've discussed yellow on this dissection series many times. Joy, innocence, peace, the light, stepping into the sun. And even if it's just this small hotel room, this is his freedom, right? Ruby's luxury, lavish bedroom is a prison. This dirty little skate motel down to the road is liberty for Montrose. He steps into the joy. You see the void right there on the other side of him, leaving the darkness just for a moment. His identity is imprisoned. And you can see Sam's shadow right behind him, right? Right behind Montrose's void. Sam also living that double life, living in the shadows. And they're similar to Ruby. They're driving the same horse. Montrose and Ruby's pain drives them just to this moment of freedom. And we can see they're not all the way free, but they just want to touch it just a little bit. And Montrose ain't all the way there. He can't kiss Sam. He doesn't kiss Sam. But I suck your dick. I give a little, okay? All right? Not gonna kiss you though. That was the most heterosexual thing of the scene. If you ask me, that was the most heterosexual thing of the scene. New York, I can't talk about that. Courtney House says, love how they're matching outfits. I didn't even realize, are they matching outfits? Whew, all right, let's move on. Y'all going off in the chat. I love it. Let's discuss Ruby and Tamra. Take a look right behind these two women. What do we see? A white woman in a mirror. That double reflection, right? This strange white woman in the mirror is the bridge between them because they're both speaking to each other, communicating to each other through masks of whiteness. We know you code switch and a white woman come up. When she spoke to the black Ruby, she had a little different swag, a little different pep in the step, right? Girl, I got this on the window. I'm surprised they let us in here too, girl. Oh. Hillary Davenport pulls up. She goes, ma'am, y'all see it, right? That reflection is right in between them. They're both putting on their white faces to each other. Two black women, two black consciousness. It's code switching to appease Ruby inside of Hillary's body. But here we go. Ruby's face cracked. Bubble burst. Work hard, degree. Go get down to my accounting studies. I ain't do none of that, and I'm here. Ruby was mad, girl. Ruby was mad, girl. We were sold the lie that we had to work hard to achieve that American dream, to get up on in the good spot in the sky with them white folks. We were sold that. And when Ruby lays eyes on Tamra, who didn't and is still in that space, baby, that face cracked. That face cracked. Mel Experience says, Tamra was trying so hard, man. Ellie Luna said, bootstraps. Tamra said, bootstraps, where? Where? And Ruby walks away feeling like Tamra didn't earn her spot. Ma'am, you were walking in a white body due to magic. Did you earn this spot? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? CJ said she's very mad. What are we doing? Oh, Simone says Ruby forgot all about the fat phobia. Oh, she sure fit them hips inside that white woman, didn't she? She sure did. Let's get down to the break room because while Timber's overworked upstairs, Timber has a lot to do upstairs. These women trying on clothes and shoes and dancing and having a party for an entire 30 minutes in a group. What retail store let you down dabble in a party in the basement in a group? Don't mistake they dancing to Elvis, a white man masked in black music, right? Black consciousness going through his artistry, presenting a white face to the masses. And Ruby does something special here. She shows them what rhythm's like. They've never seen it. Them whites didn't know what to do with her rhythm. They said, you down there with the savages aren't you? Hanging down there with the animals, down in the South Side. They ain't never seen a pop tip in their life. First audience question of the evening. Who's in that empty seat? I want to hear some theories. Audience, who's in that empty seat? So I kind of said, they pissed me off. and Hillary didn't say shit. Grace said they forgot they worked there. Who is in this empty seat? I want to hear some theories. Star that says it was the rhythm for them. Ooh, so iconic. You win tonight's dissection. Ruby. Mara said, how do they get this white lady to get those moves? Arvette said Ruby. I'm with y'all. I think Ruby's spirit is in the room, even though she's physically not allowed to be. Y'all got it. Janelle says Ruby's real self. Sheila says Ruby. Cleve said the white man. Why not? Throw some white supremacy on it. Why not? Why not? All right. We all in agreement. It's Ruby. Ruby sitting in that empty seat, very much present in the room until what? Face. Face cracks. Now, see, she was liking that moment a little too much for me. The skipping and the dancing and trying on shoes, and you was getting real comfortable. Let's clean it up. Let's clean it the fuck up. Let's clean it the fuck up. Let's clean it up. You was having too much fun. Look at her face crack. Okay? Homegirl in the back said, of course she's unqualified. She's a Negro. So you was fine riding on his privilege in his white body, and you absolutely do not believe that privilege should be afforded to Black women. They shouldn't just get here because the way the rest of y'all got here just because. And you stand by that. That's why you in jail, because you don't know how to act. See, this is what I'm talking about. You in jail, baby. It looked like freedom, but now you owe somebody something, don't you? See, the intuition kicked in that bathtub. She said, now what is it that you want? Because ain't no reason you giving me all this magic. What is it? Well, he finally asked. Will said, I'm gonna need to turn in that black ass favor of yours. Here's a waitress suit. You will undermine your ass down to the lodge and sneak something in there where Miss Braithwaite was going to give you further directions. Using that blackness. Using it. How did it? Not the egg. The egg. Fuck no. Deviled eggs to the white devils. This show is too on the nose for me. I can't. This show is too on the nose for me. Having Ruby serve deviled eggs down to the devils and demons. I can't. Not the egg. I can't. Every time we see Ruby, she is in jail. Jail, right? And she meets Christina Braithwaite, who instructs her to hand this token, to deliver this token into the Captain Lannister's office and leave it there so I can watch what the fuck they doing down there, right? We don't know whether or not, or maybe we do know if this is a lie, but what she tells Ruby is that Captain Lancaster shot William, and Christina finds William's body almost bleeding out down to the river, and she resuscitates him, and that's why you got him and I. And William's the rightful heir to the lodge, and we just out here trying to get it back, right? It can't be true. It can't be true. The Amara says Ruby interrupted. You right about there. You right. Always interrupted. Always. But she has to take this token, put it in the captain's lodge safely, and get on out. Elle says, I don't trust shit, Chrissy says. And you'd be right. You would be absolutely right. Myra says, someone explain the token to me. Is this some spy contraption? In a sense, yes. Yes, maybe if she could keep a little piece of magic in there, she can access the room if and when she wants. We don't exactly know how it's going to be used, but Christina needs this link in the room in order to get into that space. Yes, Alex said it was a lie. Corey, the Curvy Med says, I feel like the show gets more disturbing each episode. It was the skin falling off of me. It was a lot. It was a lot. CJ says, there's no way Crystalium didn't choose Ruby because she's related to Letty. Oh, absolutely. We know it's an elaborate plan. It's giving hell. Letty says, these photos are changing you. This study is changing you. It's the devil's work. Right before he has this dream of his ancestor Hannah betraying him, saying something inaudible, watching her what's the word I would like to use? Watching her heir, watching her lineage burn up in flames inside the Braithwaite Lodge mansion. All that red light, it's giving hellfire. The devil was here. Right? So we get out of that funky ass dream. Tick is trying to decode Titus's pages from the photos that Letty took of it before Montrose destroyed them all. And when he got this ring from the sons of Adam, he had his initials in their language engraved inside. So he's starting out with 3 symbols, and he got like matter letters and matter symbols to dissect, right? So we got 3. What he also found is the same symbol that Christina just gave to Ruby to put into Captain Lancaster's office. And we don't know if it relates to English, or Tick says this looks familiar as if it's related to Chinese hieroglyphics. I think this is where a lot of people started to fall off the episode, because it was getting real dense in the information. It was getting dense. Mel, we can't discuss that. We can't. We cannot discuss that. Stardust asks, was Tick burning up because Letty was right? It's giving Lord of the Rings. Y'all are saying Harry Potter. Y'all are saying all this stuff. Sheila also says maybe it's Korean instead. We don't know, but Tick is the one with the brain and the information. I ain't got it. I'm gonna just listen to what he say. He said Chinese, we don't know. And he finally confides in Letty about the truth of Yahima. They ain't run away. My dad killed them. That's it. And look what all of this is transforming y'all into. You're not even the man I knew. I like the man that was back on the car hood and the couch yesterday. I like that guy. This guy tonight is doing a whole lot, right? Let's get back in the closet, because it's a few people in the closet in this episode. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Let's get in the closet. Ruby successfully buries the token in Captain Lancaster's desk and discovers there is a twisted, tied up soul in the closet. We discover what's finally in that closet in this lodge. A Black man wearing a white suit, tied up, tongue cut. These officers are continuing Scientist Hiram's work using Black bodies for these distorted, Black, tormented, body swapping. It's a lot. It's a lot. You can see these threads of similarities, even though everybody's fighting each other, everybody's against each other. But is Christina any different than Titus? Is Christina any different than Lancaster? Using Ruby's body to go do her dirty work, using the Blackness and gifting her with whiteness, but they still in this closet together. Both can't speak, both can't say the truth, both in danger, both imprisoned. Ruby and this victim is the same person. Y'all in the same predicament. Ruby just gets to go outside sometimes. Is Tick any different than Titus or Montrose? Both turning into monsters, both using Yahima, both using the sons of Adam for gain, for even though, you know, Teek's reasoning is legendary, like he wants to protect himself and Titus wanted to destroy the world. Those are two very big differences. Sure, absolutely, sure. But did anybody ask if Yahima is okay? Did y'all even bother? Y'all just say what y'all need and use her. Okay. We have the captain, Lancaster, wearing a black torso underneath his shirt, riding around in that Porsche, riding around in the black man's body. And we can assume whoever's screaming in the closet, he got his body parts, he got the other body parts, everybody's swapping. To me, this was reminding me a little bit of Get Out and using, you know, the black bodies for the stereotypical privilege. The black body can handle more pain. They're stronger. I'm more agile. I'm faster. I'm younger. I'm better in bed. whatever these reasonings are, using black bodies, stealing black bodies and black body pieces for their selfish gains. And Ruby is very much being used too, just in a very less gruesome way. It feels like she has free will. It feels like she's got freedom, but being used in the same exact way. Y'all all saying is get out, let's get out, let's get out. Indie Girl says, Indie Girl's talking to Morally, and Morally Gray says, this man is being tortured by these men and actually was still trying to turn in this black woman. I didn't feel like he was trying to turn her in. I thought it was like, finally someone I can relate to, help me. When he was like leaning into her, like looking right into her face, I thought it was like, sis, take me with you. And Indie Girl responds to that saying, I was thinking that too, especially with the brand on his chest. I think Christina may have been telling the truth. She wants to be a part of that organization. Why not use his form? I don't know. Sheila said, lady don't smell like hell. What? Or Ruby don't smell like hell. What? This episode was so nasty. Kadia says, these white people are not well. Like, look. I think someone on Twitter was saying that this black torso belonged to one of the ghosts that was in the basement of Letty's house, one of Hiram's victims, because there was like some half chopped black person, and they're saying that what Lancaster is wearing may be that body. I'm loving all the theories. I love all of it. I love all the theories. So after Ruby done seen that, she had to help come back to her girl. Now, I think a lot of people mistook this exchange because Ruby was harsh. And I remember the first time watching it last night, I was like, why is she talking to this girl like that? Like, what is your problem? But watching it today, here's what it gave for me. She's real harsh. She's real sharp with Tamra. And this was a form of protection, right? It's kind of like when the baby's about to touch the fire and your mom's like, stop, it's hot, don't do that, stop, right? Turned up the heat on Tamra a little bit, because if you don't start acting like these white people want to do some terrible, terrible things to you, do it right. You have to be exceptional. You have to be better than all of them, because if you slack a little bit, you will be the next victim. Sharpen up, get it in your head. Baby, it's giving respectability politics. And I think somebody said that in the chat earlier. It's giving respectability politics. And I've said this for years, this is the basis of respectability politics. It's fear. It don't sound right. It's not cool. It's giving very much coon, but it's fear. If you are what white people want you to be, you will be safe. If you cursing and using ebonics and getting tattoos and cuts in your hair and coloring your hair all crazy and your pants are sagging and you're wearing Jordans and you saying, my nigga, they will kill you. Act right. Act the way they want you to act so you can be safe and live. In much lesser words and bad delivery. That's really the basis of it. Morally Gray says she was like Montrose, protection, but in a harmful manner. Look, if I gotta hurt you so they don't hurt you later and bigger down the line, then I'll do that. It don't look right, but this is their reasoning, right? And Ruby tells Tamara, your best isn't good enough. See, it hit different now. Because she was in the first exchange, she was like, oh, so this is all you're giving? Because this ain't good enough. Really? And you're here? And I was like, your best isn't good enough because if you're not greater, you are in danger. It hit different now. White folks are more fucked up than you think they are. And look right behind Ruby, huh? That mirror came right back. That mirror came right back. Ruby is pleading with this girl, please. Who's ready to cry? Because I want to cry. Who is ready to cry? Let's talk about metamorphosis. Whew. Enter the Queens. Monet Exchange. Shangela the God. Mirrors all around this room, all of them living double lives, transitioning from men to the performance of femininity, AKA the art of drag. Men of the daytime, queens in the night, not of the night. Well, some of them are, but no judgment. Sex work is valid, right? The daytime, they are the caterpillar. The night is when they live, they explode, they are butterflies. And Sam will perform a dance called Locusta Migratoria, the migrating locusts. And we've heard that from the newscast earlier when we first opened the show. What are the locusts doing down in Africa under British colonial rule? They are migrating, they're moving, they're shedding their skin, getting ready to devour. Locusta Migratoria. I loved it. I absolutely love it. Gaze to the front, straight to the back, asexually, quickly, and I don't want to hear a peep about it. We had this beautiful shot. I'm sorry, my pictures is real funky today because I was having light issues. My pictures is funky today, but if y'all look at that larger photo, the top left, it's giving devil's eye. It's something in the water, but it's looking like something's watching her right back, right? She's reflected in this puddle of water, thinking about getting rid of this blood temptation. She realizes as her and Tamara bring these white people down to Vessie's bar, you're putting your people in danger. We've seen that boy from the beginning. His life could have been taken just by accidentally bumping into a white woman. That's what happens with one white person in a black space. Y'all brought 5. So she had to come to Ruby moment and be like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Now this blood has turned into a sacrifice, sacrificing this freedom, sacrificing this access, sacrificing this liberty to save her people. It means something now. She's turned the blood into purpose, right? And through this peephole, watching Tamara get assaulted by the manager, let me tell you something. Matter of fact, let me ask y'all something. Audience question. Ruby earlier in that break room asked the employees if this manager gets fresh with them, and they were like, absolutely not. But he flirted with Hillary and he flirted with Tamara. Why? Why? Sarai says it's giving Pose vibes. The category is duality. Ooh, that's a good category. I like that. Why does this manager only flirt with Hillary and Tamara and not the rest of them white ladies? Stardust says, I was definitely thinking on if the white coworkers was gonna holla assault the way she was eyeing them black men. Right, that works in their privilege to all of a sudden victimize themselves in a sexual space with those black men. And I was wondering why those black men, in those times, these black men are so eager to dance with these white ladies. I would have said, it's gonna have to be a different bar for me. It's gonna have to be a different bar. Y'all are saying the word essence, power. Deamara says, because of black essence, so iconic says he loves women in power. Pishpar says essence. Mel experiences Mr. said Master. Mr. got a thing for Black girls. L thinks the white women lied. Arvet. The pussy of Black women giving whap. Okay, see, this is why I can't stay in the chat too long because y'all be going crazy. That the blackness jumped out, didn't it? The blackness jumped out. That white lady done called Tamara's hands ashy down to the counter. How? I ride for that. I like the essence. I like the essence answer. I ride for that. A. Barty says the boss is more into Black women. I felt like he felt Ruby's energy. Yeah. And I think as Hillary in that interview, she might have said she lived in the South Side, but I don't remember. That could be wrong. We have the cocoon versus the butterfly. You see these beautiful queens dancing, a lot of them in long dresses and capes, representative of these wings, the freedom, the liberation. And look how happy and free and beautiful Sam is in second place. Because even if you don't win, freedom is the answer. Freedom is the win. Oh, man. Runner-up where? It don't matter. Over this beautiful song by Moses Sumney called Lonely World. That voice is Black Velvet. It's perfect, Moses. The cocoon versus the butterfly. Montrose hiding. It's giving life versus death. And look how they inverted them colors. How you find life in red and dyed in blue. How? These dances, either being the kiss of life or the kiss of death. Which one will it be? Ooh. How dare y'all invert them colors on me? Come on, give them butterfly, Montrose. You better fly. You better fly, Montrose. Be free, my love. And didn't Dora tell that? Dora's ghost tell that to George back at the Braithwaite Lodge? You can fly. With your children, you could fly, right? The way Ruby gave up that blood vial, Montrose here, sacrificing that shadow. Fuck it, leave it behind, sacrificing that shadow. Mel experience says it's giving crystallization. Oh, God. So I gotta say, to freedom. L is not convinced. It's still F Montrose though. Everybody ain't perfect. You might kill a guy sometimes. Everybody ain't perfect. Guy used neutrally, not to misgender Yahima. I wouldn't dare. Ooh, Pishpa says, but butterflies are fragile. His time is coming. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it, Ash. I didn't want to say it. Look, it's giving sacrifice in more ways than one. I don't see Montrose being here. I wasn't going to say it. I don't see Montrose being here. Because remember, we were doing episode 2 and George opened the doors in that red robe and his arms was out like this because he was a sacrifice for Atticus moving forward. Atticus putting his body on Samuel Braithwaite's magical contraption, giving his body to this Samuel's plan, sacrificing himself. I didn't want to say it. I don't think, I'm sorry, y'all, I don't think you got me here. All right, real quick. This is me thinking out loud again, because I think I disagree with myself from what I said last week. Bylaws of Adam. And last week I said when William / Christina was having sex with Ruby, Adam named, Eve fucked, God brought forth the monsters devoured, God smites Eve. But in this shot, I feel like I changed my mind. I feel like I changed my mind. Again, we've been seeing snake symbols all throughout the house around Ruby, right? Let's get back to biblical. The snake, Satan taking the form, the devil taking the form of a snake to lure Eve, to tempt Eve, to entrap Eve, to give her, to take a bite and open her eyes to original sin. I'm no longer thinking Christina and Will is Eve. And I thought that because she was the woman running around behind the son of Adam. I think Eve is, I think Christina, anti-Christina, is the devil offering Eve the apple. I think. Look how she's reaching for the apple, handing it over to Ruby. She doesn't take the actual apple, she takes the blood vial, representative of this apple. Go ahead and have this. Ruby just put it down. She just sacrificed it. You giving it right back to her. You're putting it back into her hands. For why? I also want to bring up the fact that the Eve gene exists in Black women and Black women only, as we carry this because we were the first humans on Earth. The Eve gene, everyone and everything sprouted from what we were. The devil tempting Eve. But then I would have to rewrite what the bylaws are, because it ends with God smites Eve, and I don't see Tick smiting Ruby. So I don't know. But we have a very important conversation here where Christina says, it ain't about being white, it's about doing what the fuck you want. Who are you really, uninterrupted? Oh, you have to say word. You ain't gotta say nothing but a word. You ain't got to say nothing but a word. Oh, I'm gonna give you animal. You want to call us animal and savages? Let me show you. I'm a savage. Yeah. What? Ruby came down here, wow, serving pussy. And she did something terrible, y'all. She did something real bad. Triggering for a lot of people who don't like reversed assaults. Not into that. This is the second show on HBO this year that we're seeing this. The reverse assault. It's really gruesome. It's really terrible. These is bloody shoes. And we have this program, complete opposite of the news program that Will was watching when he was cutting Ruby up out of that Hillary body. We have Jekyll and Hyde. This is straight from a chapter of Matt Ruff's Lovecraft Country novel, from which this TV series is adapted from. There's a chapter about Jekyll and Hyde in that novel. And so paying homage and taking a chapter out of that book, we have it here in TV form. Jekyll smashing his own reflection, putting it down, disgusted at who he's become, putting it down for once and for all. This potion has served its purpose, right? We're good. This potion has done what it came to do. It's a situationship. They don't know what they're doing, so I don't know what they're doing. Indie Girl said, I was like, not the booty. It's a situationship is what he's giving. Girl, bitch, you guessed it. Y'all called this early. Y'all called it long before me. Y'all put me onto this. The reveal, Christina is God's will. They the same thing. Act like y'all ain't know. Final shot is giving devil. Or is it giving red princess? Tick makes the call back to Korea, somewhere where his shadow is hiding, somewhere he's hiding his identity, back to Korea. And he asked this Korean voice on the phone, what are you? How did you know? It's giving red princess. To me, is she orchestrating the whole thing from wherever she at? Is she orchestrating this whole thing? We just here to ask questions, y'all. That's all we doing is asking questions, y'all. Oh, I didn't stop sharing, my bad. That's all we doing is asking questions, y'all. It's okay. It's all right. Thank you so much for joining me on this dissection, episode 5. I'm your host, Just Latasha. Spell it with one word, lowercase the T, please, if you don't mind. I appreciate you guys so much for showing up. Thursday, we will dissect a random TV episode at your choosing. Leave your favorite TV episode in the comments. Become a patron. Shout out to all my patrons who are in the chat today. I see y'all. I love y'all. I mess with y'all. Patreon.com/JustLatasha for the exclusive weekly stream on Sundays. We out here. Mondays, Lovecraft Country. Thursdays, dissecting whatever the hell we want. Patreon Sundays. It's lit. Please also follow my production comedy sketch series, Just Latasha's Interactions, on Twitter and Instagram at Interactions, INNR Actions. Going into production next month, I will have a brand new comedy series. I'm hella excited. Next year. Patrons get first view. Supporters get first view, advanced digital screening, behind the scenes, director voiceover notes, gifts on gifts on gifts on gifts on gifts. And we out here. Y'all take care of yourselves. Throw some hearts up in the chat on the way out. Throw some hearts, throw some hearts. Subscribe, like, comment, share, take clips, put it on your show, your social, record me, tag me, hit me up, send me cash. Do what it is to let a Black woman know you pay her your mind, you pay her your heart, you pay her some attention. That's it. On that note, I'm out of here. Have a great evening. I'm off to go produce my series. I'll see y'all later. I thought I would see y'all later.